Almost on every street in most towns and cities across Nigeria, one can find POS agents in small kiosks, shops, and sometimes under umbrella shelters, armed with POS machines and smartphones, making cash withdrawal, transfers, bill payments, and other kinds of financial services available to people. Now, the COVID-19 pandemic further popularized the activities of these mobile money agents as big financial service providers adopted the concept, creating several partners and agents across the country who run outlets where people can walk in and carry out most of their financial transactions at a small fee. We will focus on key issues concerning operations, regulations, and more on the show. Welcome to Business Insights. I am Justin Akadonye. Welcome back. First off, the Committee on Public Accounts has prayed the House of Representatives to issue warrant of arrest on Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, the Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Mele Kyari, the sole administrator of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Effiong Akwa, and the chairman of the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission, Elias Mbam, and 5 others. Well, that's just one story making round. Let's take a roundup of other stories in the world of business this week. Stay with us.
Oil prices rose on Wednesday, extending gains from the previous sections as improved risk appetite provided support despite data showing an unexpected rise in U.S. oil inventories last week and a weaker demand outlook due to rising COVID-19 infections. Brent crude, against which Nigeria's crude is priced, rose by $2.99 to $72.34 per barrel at 7:20 p.m. Nigerian time, having hit a session low of $68.63 per barrel. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures rose by $3.17 to $70.37 a barrel after falling to $66.44 per barrel earlier on Wednesday. Power generation in Nigeria dropped below the 4,000 megawatts mark on Tuesday amid the Eid al-Kabir celebration. The total generation in the country stood at 3,958.7 megawatts as of 6 a.m. on Tuesday, down from 4,270.7 megawatts on Monday, according to data obtained from the Nigerian Electricity System Operator. On Monday, the peak generation stood at 4,611 megawatts, while the lowest generation was 3,732.1 megawatts, the NESO data showed. The total energy generated on Monday was 100,974.45 megawatts, out of which 99,272.98 megawatts was sent out. The gross monthly distribution by the Federal Account Allocation Committee, FAAC, to the 3 tiers of government and public agencies amounted to 733 billion naira, which is USD 1.78 billion in July from June revenue. This was an increase of 127 billion naira on the previous payout. Petroleum profits tax, companies income tax, import and excise duty, and oil and gas royalties recorded substantial increases over the previous month, while receipts from VAT was significantly lower. State governments receive a total of 143 billion naira, including 51 billion naira representing the 13% derivation for the few oil-producing states. 13% derivation for the few oil-producing states. The Senate has called for the sanction of officials in the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation who made Nigeria lose $274.2 million, which is about 54.1 billion naira on external loans. The upper chamber approved the report of the Senate Committee on Public Accounts before proceeding on annual vacation last week. The Senate, in its resolution, asked the Accountant General of the Federation, Ahmed Idris, to identify the officers and sanction them for mismanaging public funds in accordance with Rule 3115 of the Financial Regulations and for gross misconduct. Rule 3115 of the Financial Regulations reads, an accounting officer who is queried for his failure to manage or spend public funds effectively or who spends public money without due regard to economy, contrary to Financial Regulations 415, and fails to reply to the query shall be removed from the schedule and be disciplined in accordance with the public service rules. The President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, has confirmed determination of the appointment of the embattled Managing Director of the Nigerian Ports Authority, Hadiza Bala Usman. Buhari disclosed this on July 12 in an affidavit filed at the Federal High Court, Lagos, in a suit brought against him by the Chief Executive Officer of Maritime Media Limited, Asubex, and two others. The affidavit, which was filed as Buhari's preliminary objection to the suit, was signed by Agan Tabitha of the Civil Litigation Department of the Federal Ministry of Justice, Abuja, on behalf of Buhari's counsel.
Welcome back. Those were some of the stories that trended in the world of business this week. Now, the emergence of mobile money operators in Nigeria has simplified the everyday financial life of an average citizen who can simply walk into any of these centers to perform a wide array of transactions previously restricted to banking halls. Now, stakeholders in the telecommunications sector have disagreed with the Central Bank of Nigeria on its new regulatory framework for mobile money services in Nigeria. They said that mobile money services should be driven by telecoms companies as against what is prescribed by the CBN. Joining us today is the National Treasurer of Amban, Olowu Babs Aziz. Many thanks for joining us on Business Insight on Plus TV Africa.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure being on here.
All right, let's talk about the emergence of a mobile money operation in Nigeria. It seemed to have gained traction during the COVID-19 pandemic, and almost every street you go, you just find the presence of, kiosk, umbrellas, and shops where these operations go through. Is it an all-commerce affair?
Wow. You see, when we have something that is an emerging industry, mobile money is an emerging trend in the whole world. So, and Nigeria have not really embraced it. We are still lacking and lagging behind, but the regulators are really putting things in place to make sure that Nigeria really embrace financial inclusion. That's why during the pandemic, you are seeing agents out there in nooks and corners of the state, just because the financial institutions are not open for service, and people need to carry out some kind of financial services. So, and the agents are there. Most are the last mile, so to render such services. So that's why you see not that they are just emerging, but these have just brought them to the limelight, and for people to get more aware that there is what we call agent banking, mobile money operation going out there.
Okay, you said Nigeria has not actually gotten to the extent that it should be getting. One would actually say that things have changed over the past 5 years. Ordinarily, I can't remember the last time I went to the banking hall, to make withdrawals or to do some transfers, when I can actually just do from the comfort of my mobile phone, or if I don't have access to my phone, I could just easily walk into one of these, kiosks and do transfers, withdrawals, and even, make payments for other financial services. So if you say Nigeria has not really gotten there, where are we right now and where should we be going?
Yeah, if you consider the Nigerian population, we have about all about 200 millions. So, and if you look at the number of agents we have out there and the operators, you know that we've not really gotten there. And also, we don't really have much financial services like product and services on the mobile money platform as such. So, to really embrace financial inclusion. You know, when you talk about financial inclusion, just trying to bridge the gap between those in the last mile and those in the city so that they can have access to bouquet of financial products and services via their phone.
Okay, but looking at it right now, one would say that the average mobile money agent or the operator is seemingly taking the place of the average bank. Do you agree?
Oh, well, since we have bank-led operators, we have a non-bank-led operators, and the telcos also are now coming. Telcos, we have telcos-led operators, these are the telecoms. You agree with me that it's much more convenient for banks to run because banks cannot be everywhere. They can't penetrate into everywhere. Like the last mile, you know, the cost of erecting a mobile ATM machine, the cost of erecting it, the maintenance as well. So it has a long way to go. But let's assume they are going to incur about, let's say, 1 point something million on erecting a POS machine, where people can ATM machine where people can withdraw at a particular location. They now look at it. Okay, instead of incurring such amount of money, and that will only serve those people within that community. If such amount could be invested in agent banking, whereby give agents terminals, and that terminals will go to the nooks and crannies of the community. So it's go further and it's got to the last mile than just having this ATM machine at a particular location. Are you getting it?
Yes, I am.
Because when I'm talking about financial, we want people out there to have access to various products and financial products and services. And erecting ATM machine could not really do that. But we need the agents.
All right. Okay, talking about these agents right now, how do you ensure regulation and to ensure that, you know, it's not just an all-comers affair that I said in the start. So at least there'll be some sort of control and there'll be some sort of checks. I know there's an association. You have this AMBAN. So what role does AMBAN play in all of this?
Yeah, good. You see, AMBAN was being incorporated far back 2015, and we're being incorporated to see how best we can facilitate, organize, and speed up the agents, the operators, and the regulators.
Okay, let's break it down before you go further. So we'll just get a bit of clarity so our audience can actually follow. You mentioned agents, operators, and regulators. Can you break it down? Who are the agents? Who are the operators? And of course, the regulator should be the CBN or FinTech.
Exactly.
So just explain.
So agents are the common man you have seen out there on the street, promoting or projecting the image of the bank or mobile money operators. Those are the agents. Those are the ones you are seeing with kiosks, with POS and stuff. Those are the agents. Then the operators are the licensed mobile money operators, either bank-led or non-bank-led or telco-led.
You mentioned in several names, so you have to break it down. Bank-led now, telco-led, and non-bank-led. So break those three down.
Okay, the non-bank-led are the likes of OPay, Paga,
okay, and the likes.
and the likes.
Okay.
Are you getting it? Then the bank-led, we have First Money, we have Stanbic.
Those ones are under various commercial banks.
Exactly. So those are the bank-led. Then the telcos-led, we have this Memo from MTN.
Okay, Momo and all of that.
Momo from MTN. Then we have also from Etisalat and also from
okay, the network service providers have their
those
own
are the telcos,
operations as well.
Yeah.
Okay, we now have, okay, let's talk about regulation right now. So you mentioned the bank-led, non-bank-led, and telco-led. So are those regulators?
Yeah, there have been the regulatory framework is from the CBN. So CBN regulate. This is an ecosystem.
Okay.
So when you're talking of mobile money, agent banking, is an ecosystem that has to route through the CBN, the names, the telcos, because you can't do it with telcos. Because all you are doing from your phone. Forget about the POS. Are you getting it? And the bank also, most of these operators, they have an account domiciled in a particular bank.
Okay.
They have their domicile bank where all those transactions route through.
Okay.
And also the NIPSEN. So NIPSEN and the CBN are the major regulators in this industry.
Okay, so basically now for your association, which is AMBAN, you regulate just the agents.
Yeah, what AMBAN does, as I explained earlier, that okay, what we are trying to do to facilitate and also to organize and speed up the efforts of the CBN towards financial inclusion.
Okay.
Then AMBAN also represent the interests of their members through collaboration, through synergy, interaction on matters related to financial inclusion.
Okay.
So, and our major focus, we focus on agent banking, mobile money, fraud and security, then advocacy and awareness.
Okay, tell us about some of your success stories. So far, have you been able to ensure some sort of sanity? Financial inclusion is relatively still new in Nigeria, and we are not gotten to the level that we should get. So tell us some of the things that have happened and how AMBAN has been able to ensure sanity in the system.
Yeah, sincerely, when you talk about financial inclusion in Nigeria, you can't do without AMBAN.
Okay.
Because all this survey being carried out by various organizations, operators, are being done through our platform. So they come to us because we are the one that interface with the last mile. So they are just an operator. So we interface with the last mile. So they come to us for all these questions, and then we tell them this is what they need to do, and based on that, they formulate their policy.
So invariably now, AMBAN is actually like the go between the last users and of course operators and agents. Yep. But just for the sake of understanding, for people who would really want to get into some sort of maybe agency banking or mobile money operation, is it something that will still be lucrative in the next 5-10 years? Is it the future of financial services, not just in maybe globally? Yeah,
yes, because a lot of financial products and services are still coming. Are you getting it? But what we have out there now, we have just a Kiko, just cash in, cash out, either deposit or withdrawal, then bills payment. But there are some other services that, when we are talking about financial inclusion, that will make people to feel the impact.
Can you mention some of these services that you're talking about?
Okay, good. Like the other time, let me make mention of a particular operator like OP, for instance. We have something like O-Ride. Are you getting it? Whereby you want to make a ride, use your application.
Okay, so it goes beyond just transacting. You could go for payment of other services.
So we are talking about people having access to bouquet of financial products and services. So that we are talking about financial inclusion. It's just to bridge the gap between those at the last one so that they can also have access to it.
Okay.
Are you getting it? And so that's why we have mobile money and agent banking. As we all know that agent banking is just like someone representing or projecting the image of the bank out there, doing what the bank are doing. Yes. And what the majority of people understand that bank do, bank are into deposits,
withdrawal,
and
transfers.
Also transfers, things like that. But agents are only limited to that.
Okay.
You cannot do a lending as an agent.
Oh.
But as time goes on, these are the services we have on the platform.
Okay.
And even some operators now, they have it on their platform.
Okay, so operators, they even go beyond just the regular transfers, making payments and collections.
Yeah,
they also do, loan services and, of course, maybe savings as well.
Yeah, savings. That's when you're talking about financial inclusion. You shouldn't restrict it to just savings and withdrawal. No, that's not financial inclusion.
Okay, so then again, for the sake of those who are really very interested and just may want to get into this, what exactly do you need? I just want you to give us some sort of advice now to starters. A young man who just left school and has not got a job and feels that he should be independent and do something for himself. What do you need on the average to be a mobile agent, a money agent, or an operator?
Well, if I'm sincere with you, it's beyond what you are seeing out there.
Okay.
All those people just there with umbrella, we call them accidental agents.
Accidental agents?
Yeah.
Why accidental?
Good. because they don't go through the proper channel. They might just acquire POS from their banks. You know, all this, what they call it, the bank salesperson, the marketers, they go out there, they're on target.
Okay, so you just go about and
they just go and give out
their POS machines and all, or terminals rather.
That is what we and ourselves we are trying to achieve. We want to come on board as an institution that anybody coming to this industry have to be tutored. We have to give them orientation. It's beyond what you are looking out there. Okay. And I must commend what Lagos States have just done, the Lagos State Empowerment Trust Fund.
All right.
Most of our members facilitate for this project they are doing now. They are trying to see how they can empower people on this industry, agency banking. So there is a syllabus for it. We train them for a whole week or 2 weeks. Different facilitators. So those are the process. It's not just you having a POS. No, it's beyond that. It's a business. It's supposed to be an institution on its own. Like we have our institution of bankers, we have this insurance as well. So we are now working towards having such in the industry. And that's what
sanity.
Yes, sanity. That's what Amba is trying to do.
All right, fine. So basically now, although you answered part of my question, I just wanted you to, because each time on the show we try to give advice, for startups and those who really want to get insights on how, to start some sort of business. What should they really be doing? What's the right thing to do?
Well, for anybody that wants to start, should identify should be first identify with a reliable operator, and also because the operator when we started back 2012, we have been trained, but now no training.
Okay.
And that's why we are having series of issues out there with agents that they can't control. But with our session, we don't have such.
Okay.
Because we train ourselves. We have this conference every year.
Okay, to ensure training and retraining of members. Yes. So that way sanity can be ensured.
Training people about the industry.
All right. So invariably what you're saying as we wrap up now is that once there are identified, agents, there should be training and retraining so they can actually understand the terms and, of course, the future of the industry. All right, thank you so much. We have been speaking with the National Treasurer of Amban Olowo, Babs Aziz. Many thanks for joining us to look at the issue of financial inclusion in Nigeria.
Thanks for the opportunity. I really appreciate that.
All right. It is still Business Insight and Plus TV Africa. I trust you have actually gotten 1 or 2 tips on how to be a mobile money agent and, of course, maybe an operator. But then would leave you with useful insight on how to write an informal proposal. That's the size of the show. I am Justin Akadunye. Let's do it again next week. Bye for now.
Writing an informal proposal. The thought of writing a proposal overwhelms many people, but the task does not have to be daunting. Informal proposals are written when people need to ask permission to make a purchase, undertake a project, or write a paper. This type of proposal is a way of persuasively putting forth an idea and asking for action to be taken on that idea. When writing a proposal, consider who will read the proposal and what that person may or may not already know about what you are proposing. Follow these steps when writing a proposal. 1. State your purpose. Do this clearly and concisely so that the reader knows immediately why you are writing. 2. Give some background information. Explain why you are proposing your suggestion so that the reader has a better understanding of the problem. 3. State a solution to the problem. This is where you give specifics about your suggestion. 4. Show costs. Lay out any costs that will be involved. 5. Conclusion. Wrap it up by restating the problem and the proposed solution.